Sometimes when things aren't going great and you need a little something positive,
Yeah.
one of the things that I have found makes things seem a little better is when you get to talk to Brady Manek.
Yeah. Never a bad thing.
And so, unfortunately for Brady, that means whenever things aren't great, I'm like, hey, Brady, would you like to be on the pod? And so here he is. So we appreciate Brady Manek being with us. We want to catch you up on what he's doing. We want to catch you up about the Tar Heels. But Brady, thanks for doing this today.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Tell Tar Heel fans where you are, what you've been doing, where they can find you when they need their Brady Manic fix.
So currently I'm playing in China. I play at a league called the CBA. I play for the Nanjing Monkey Kings. I've been over there the whole season, and I just got word that I believe they're keeping me the rest of the year. I have a date coming up. The league's a little different than all the other ones. It's not fully guaranteed the whole year, so you have to make basically checkpoints throughout the season to stay. And I've passed the first one, and now my second one's coming up, and I believe I'm going to get to stay and play and finish the whole season. We're about halfway through right now, but don't know how to watch. Sometimes the games are on YouTube. Sometimes they're not. My parents kind of struggle finding them sometimes, but you can find the stats and everything just on a CBA and find the Nanjing Monkey Kings.
Is the
So,
Monkey Kings the coolest team name you've ever been on?
It's up there. When I signed there, I was like, I wonder what this is, and it's really cool. I mean, the whole league, the whole country, you see a lot of different things, a lot of new experiences. I'd really never rode a train before, and now we ride the bullet train like once a week, twice a week, and it's a really cool experience. Just seeing different parts of China and just seeing different places. It's unique.
yeah, Brady, I was going to ask you. So, if I remember correctly, I mean, when you came to Carolina, you had really Oklahoma had kind of been where you had been, and obviously you had traveled for basketball before, but that was kind of what you knew before you came to Carolina. Now you're over here in China. What has this experience been like for you?
So I'll tell you. So when I left Oklahoma, I was about to be I was 22, about to be 23 years old. I turned 23 that like first week of school at UNC. I had never left, so I moved to UNC for my fifth year. I went the following year, Australia and Turkey. The following year after that, so year two was all in Lithuania. Last year was year three. I went back to Lithuania, finished the season in Turkey, got home in the summer, went to Puerto Rico, signed in China, and now I'm year four and I'm in China.
I mean, what has this been like for a guy who, for the first 22, almost 23 years, was Oklahoma, and that's what you knew?
I always said, I still say, I never wanted to really leave. I never wanted to be out of the country or be out of the state when I was younger. I was a big family guy. I always wanted to stick around. And I mean, the last 4 or 5 years, it's been crazy. You're not at Christmas, you're not at Thanksgiving, different time zones. You're asleep when everybody's awake. I wake up and I have 100 messages throughout the day. I go to bed and throughout when I'm awake, there are no messages because everyone I know is asleep. So it's very weird. But I chose to do this. I know I have a short window of opportunity to make money playing basketball, and I'm taking advantage of it right now and just going through the whole experience.
Whenever we talk to guys who are overseas, they talk about the amount of free time and the amount of how much like going out into the culture they do. What have you done with your free time? And like have you been I don't know, like have you learned stuff about China and Lithuania and Turkey that you didn't know because you've been kind of out and in it?
Yeah, each place is obviously different, but you have your different practice times, different free time. Like China, we have, let's say it's a two a day, but it's like film and shots, and then you come back and have a practice later in the day. In Europe, you have one practice in the morning and that's it. When I was in Puerto Rico, I had practice at 6 p.m. So everywhere is different. So your free time is always different. Yeah, you do get to see different places, like in Turkey, just the food, the people, their religion, like them. The churches play these like prayer type sirens throughout the day. I had no clue what it was when I first showed up there, and they had to explain it to me. Um, just the way people live in Lithuania when it's in the winter, it's snowing, and they just refer to basketball. Every game's sold out. It's like the only thing to do when it's cold outside. And now in China, there is just a ton of people. And one of the coolest things that I've seen about China is how many people there are, how many mopeds there are, how many, like, it is unbelievable the amount of people that are just walking around, living in these cities, and you've never heard of them from America. And it's just a millions and millions of people over there. And yeah, the way people eat stuff, the way they do stuff, it's always different. It's strange. Sometimes I want nothing to do with it, but yeah, you do get to see some really cool places. With my free time, I've tried to go out and about a few times, especially in the last few weeks. Just my family came over, but throughout my journey, I've done some really cool things. I had some free time in Turkey about a year ago. Went to place where you can ride hot air balloons, which, if you look up Turkey, it's like one of the top five things to do there. So, had a really good time. My aunt flew out there for that. I had a few off days about a week ago, and I went to Disneyland in Shanghai, which was it was strange. They have different characters, different food, the park's different. And I'm 27 years old, and I went by myself. So I mean, it's weird, but I try to get out and do as much as I can. I figured out the transportation. Everywhere I've been, I've had a car. I don't have a car in China, so for me, it's been a different experience this year. Not many people speak English. I have three or four players on the team that speak English, two or three Americans on the team, and a translator. Everybody else is a little bit or none, and it's a challenge every day, but it's part of it, getting paid to play basketball, so I can't
Does the
complain.
does the coach yell at you in Chinese or English?
Coach doesn't know English, so when he does yell, it is definitely in Chinese.
I was going to ask you about that communication part. I mean, I mean, we can all understand some challenges that come with that, but from the pure basketball side of it, are there any challenges with the communication barrier?
There is challenge with communication. A lot of the guys in China that I've played with don't know English. There are a few. Few of the main players on our team speak English. Everywhere I've been, guys know me. Everybody in Lithuania knew English. Most guys in Turkey, maybe just some young guys, didn't. Puerto Rico, everybody knew English. So I think the challenge with the basketball isn't really the language, it's the style of play and like how guys are taught basketball. Like,
Hmm.
if I'm taught how to rotate a certain way on defense, or when you pass the ball, you're supposed to space to this area. Some places guys aren't taught that. They're taught to just kind of stand and not really have a flow to a game. And you see it differently in every country. Some countries guys play this way, sometimes they play another way. Sometimes they play more team oriented, where it's plays and slower pace, and then other places it's just get the ball and go and up and down. And you see different places, and you can understand like how guys how they play differently, and just the way that, I mean, you would think like basketball is like this universal thing, and it's just the way we taught it and how we know it. And I think you kind of see it with like European guys in the NBA, European guys, and coming to our style of play, and then us going to their style of play is just the opposite. So there's definitely a challenge with that, but you adapt to it.
Have you run into any Tar Heels in your world travels, either player wise or fan wise, people who are excited to run into Brady Manek in Lithuania or something?
I've ran into some fans, and I've ran into a couple players. I think the first player I ran into was Luke. he was playing in Turkey, and we were actually going into the same hotel. I was leaving the hotel, and his team was coming into the hotel, and we were playing the same team. We had just played them, and they were about to play them the next day. That was in Istanbul. I ran into Dion last year in Istanbul. He came to one of our games, and then I played Theo in Puerto Rico last summer. I think that's everyone I ran into Tar Heel wise. But yeah, fan wise, there was like it was like a U.S. It wasn't a base, but it was like a camp, and there were it was in Lithuania, and they were workers that were helping like come in and like build stuff and maintenance. And I had some people come in to the game one time wearing UNC shirts because I was on the team. I've had people come to the game and not know I was even there and catch me after the game. So yeah, you go to different places in Europe, you run into some UNC fans and stuff, and students and people that are traveling abroad. You run into some fans. It's really cool.
Adam, can you imagine just the random if we had had a camera on like Luke May's team is walking in, Brady Manek's team is walking this random hotel in Istanbul, and it's like two all-time Tar Heels, like, oh hey, what's up? Um, Brady, that run in 22, I mean the whole season, but obviously that run at the end was just such a special time. I mean, how has that affected your life? That stretch, that year, that season, your time here, like how has that changed things for you?
I mean, it changed a lot. For my career, it changed a lot, and just my like love to come back and just have somewhere I can go. That's unbelievable. Just getting to come back in the summer and being able to just relax and see friendly faces and people that we went through that with, whether it's coaches and players, and being around Chapel Hill. That's an amazing feeling. Just to like, I did it for a year. It worked out. It was what I everything I wanted it to be and more. And just to have that part of it's amazing. But for my career, it helped me get to where I was my first year, my second year. It's helped me. It propelled the start of my professional season. I When I left Oklahoma, there was a chance that I could go professional. I'd already graduated. I didn't know if I was going to go back to college, and then we obviously know I ended up transferring, and it all worked out. But I don't know where I would have been as a first year professional once I left Oklahoma. But having the season we did, the run we did, it helped me go to where I ended up, and it got me to Australia, it got me to Europe, it got me into the Euro League. So it helped me start that career, and that's probably one of the cooler things to look back on is if I would have just gone professional, I may not be where I am today. Yes, it's technically one less year of making money and one less year of being a professional, but I feel like I probably made up for that already just because of the year I had at North Carolina.
I know you're an Oklahoma guy and Oklahoma is home. It does feel like Chapel Hill's kind of become a second home. Like Chapel Hill's like your beach house. What was it about Chapel Hill and Carolina that enabled it to kind of take a place alongside home as a place that you feel like you belong?
Obviously, I think it's got to do with the success. Just the success helps that. But before we were winning, before we had the run, I'd always tell my parents, like they'd ask me like, "How you doing?" and "How's school?" and I always told them, it's really fun. The city, the town, everything about it, that area was just the people. Everything was just a lot different. It felt like I belonged. It felt like I just liked being there. I kind of was forced, and when I was at Oklahoma, I liked it, but I wasn't forced to stay at the school. I could drive home 30 minutes. I was at home. I could go eat dinner with my parents, dinner with my grandparents, and when I was at UNC, I was kind of forced to just do something or fit in, or I was just going to be lazy and do nothing. So I was kind of forced myself to, branch out and make friends with the teammates, just go places. If they asked me if I wanted to go somewhere, I always just said, yeah, let's do it. So I think that's kind of where the comfort came from. It was just the branching out and being forced to do something and enjoy it. And I ended up really having a good time and liking it. And then the success came later, but before that, it really felt like home.
Do people ever say bang bang to you for any reason?
Yeah. Yeah, not in person, but I get a lot of comments and a lot of messages about it for sure, for sure. I'm sorry about the curse words on national television.
I'm not. I loved it. I would like to relive it every day.
Yeah.
Brady, I mean, this is a dumb question. Do you ever, is there ever a time where you're like sitting and you're in China and you're like, you know what? I'm just going to pull up that YouTube real fast of that game in the Final Four or that last game in Cameroon. Do you ever just allow yourself to take a trip down memory lane?
I do. I watch videos every now and then. So something my parents will always do too is I'll call them and I'll be like, what are you guys doing? They're like, oh, we're watching we're watching a 20-minute highlight video, or we're watching a full game rerun of something, and they're always watching it. So with my YouTube's basically on the TV here, so when I get it on my phone, it all pops up of what they've been watching. So I'll click on it every now and then and watch March Madness highlights, or so I had a couple big games throughout the year towards the end of the regular season where the full highlights of mine are up, and I watch it. I've even watched my freshman sophomore year highlights back from Oklahoma. So it's yeah, I get on there and take a trip down memory lane every now and then.
What's the statute of limitations on us getting that Baylor thing expunged from your permanent record? Can we file a lawsuit? Like everybody sues the NCAA these days. Could we just do
Exactly.
that? Like what's the proper
Exactly.
procedure here?
Exactly. I could probably get some money out of that somehow. I'm sure there's a way. Yeah, everyone, that is all fun. A lot of people talk about that, like if there's a comment on Twitter, or there's a video on TikTok, it usually relates to an elbow at Baylor, and it's pretty funny. I mean, yeah, it happened, but we had stressful game, very stressful overtime and second half. But I mean, it worked out the way it was supposed to, and we had an unbelievable season. So that didn't even matter. Now, it really would have mattered if that would have ended my college career. That would have sucked.
Brady, what, I know we're several years on now, but like, what was it about that group at that time in that run? Like, what was working for you guys? Because that was an incredible stretch of basketball.
So it was that we got hot, and any team can get hot at the right time. You see March Madness runs, that had a lot to do with it. But for us, we had one of the best defenders in Leaky, and we had four guys, me, Armando, RJ, and Caleb, and any one of us could have 25 that night. Some nights, three of us would have 25. Some nights, one of us would have 25. But in that run, at the end of the year, we we I don't know, we were tested a few times before the regular season ended. Louisville at home, at Virginia Tech, Syracuse senior night, and then the Duke game. Like we had games before that we were tested, we ended up winning, and it kind of propelled that start of that run where we really played well, and just every game somebody was going off. And first game, second game of the first game of the March Madness, I had a really good game. Second game, I had a good game, and then RJ finished it, had 30 something at the end. Then the next game, Caleb shows up. The next game, Armando shows up. The next game, three of us showed up. So I mean, it was just an unbelievable run, big shots, big plays. Just it was just a really cool end of the season.
Has your understanding and concept of how much those wins meant to people changed over these years? Like when you're in it, did you have time to appreciate it, or has it been since then?
I think you appreciate it since then. During it, it's so much fun. To go to March Madness in general is fun because you're at the hotel and everybody's families are there. Fans come to the hotel. Everybody's there, and then it's just like you get 8 or 9 teams in the same city for the first round, and then you go to another city and it's just like to go to the Philly. Us, we had so many people show up. It's that you just living in it, and you go to the Final Four. You're just living in it, but you don't really sit back and think like, oh, this is gonna make me where people just think of me all the time now and post TikToks about me. No, that's not what I was thinking back then. I was actually worried about my next TikTok at that point. I was like, I have to make a TikTok after the game to post.
So, and again, Brady, we appreciate you giving us some time today. Like, lay it out for us. What if it goes perfectly for you over the next couple of years? What does that mean? What does that mean for you if it goes just how you want it to?
Just make money and play basketball and just get myself ready for what's to come after. Don't know how long I'll play. Don't know if it'll be 10 years, if it'll be 5 years, but I know I got a short window, so I'm going to keep playing until I decide it's no longer worth it or my body can't handle it or whatever. But I got a short window. I off to a good start. So just I'm about to finish year 4, halfway through year 4 right now. Just gonna keep playing and see where it takes me. I have no clue where I'll end up, just based off of where I've been in 4 years. It's you never know what's gonna happen. You never know who will call, what offer you'll take. It's always just up in the air, and it goes year by year. So you just got to take it year by year.